Welcome back to the Netrunner Worlds 2025 Championship. My name is Andre.
I'm Eric.
And thanks so much for tuning in. We are just starting our top 16 cut. So as a quick recap, this weekend we had 360 plus players come in. We played 11 rounds of single-sided Swiss yesterday. It's returning. We had about, I think, 36 players, maybe a bit more, coming in today to play 3 more rounds of single-sided Swiss. And we have decided a top 16 cut. If I'm not mistaken, this cut is a totally fresh cut. No player playing today was in the top cut last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was looking through the list and noticed that a lot of the names that you usually expect to see are not on this list. So this is going to be pretty fresh and exciting.
Yeah, not that we don't have impressive players, but it is totally fresh for a lot of folks here. And we're going to be diving in. Again, this is double elimination. So we're going to be watching 2 players play against each other. The higher seed had the choice of which side of the matchup they want to play against the lower seed. And so we're going to continue playing Netrunner until there's 1 player left. Once you get your second loss, you're out of the tournament. So we're going to be playing on the left. We have Davs playing an AU Co. That is a cool altart. This is one of the huge identities from Elevation that cares about discarding cards, doing damage, and then drawing cards from it. It is, I think, 6 out of the top 16, maybe more, presented here in kind of the way you expected over the last couple months.
Yep. Wow. Fast opening. Alpi on Baz, which is a very underrepresented criminal here at Worlds. Starting off with a Penny Shaver, click 1. Click something.
Baz is fascinating. Not exactly what you expect. It was sure gamble to the Penny Shaver here. Yeah. So now we're going to be touching cards. And while Baz clearly converted here to the top cut, not many people's favorite pick going into this tournament. The ability to face check into ice can be pretty dangerous when it comes to some of that Jinteki face checks. So we'll see how aggressive Baz can be and how much actually ice will be rezzed to get that ability that will install resources or hardware from hand when an ice is rezzed.
Davs is moving really fast here. We had a cohort guidance program on the table like a res to start the turn. Did we trash a card? We did. We trashed a card, which triggers Alco's ability. So cohort guidance program will draw a card. I have to try not to match speed with you. We'll draw a card, gain 2 credits, trigger the ID, and then you can then use the Alco to C3 and discard a card. And that happened all before mandatory draw. So there's a fair amount of upkeep on Alco, but then kind of rips through and draws a lot and can present a lot of challenges pretty quickly. And you see already on 11 credits here. Yeah,
the Hansa to get the first AU co-counter. Right. This goes really fast. We look through 4 new cards this turn. And so while flooding the board, Penny Shaper is definitely going to help LP. That's a credit whenever you make a successful run. We see the hand here again. There is some ice on the table. Notably, I think that's the hand on the table in front of the AU co identity. And then those cards in archives are face down cards. They're just in a separate pile.
Right. So being able to challenge the cohort here and get rid of it pretty quickly is probably going to be pretty important. Hopefully, Baz is running at least a copy or 2 of Pinhole Threading to help with that issue early on. That's kind of ideal, especially on this kind of money, because otherwise, if the cohort ticks for 2 or 3 or 4 more turns, then it can get pretty unmanageable pretty quickly. We see a glaring face of the sun.
I think it's a Stone Ship chart room.
Stone Ship chart room.
I think so.
Yep, Stone Ship.
It's very notable that this is open deck list, so players know exactly all the cards in their opponent's deck list, which lets you get a read on what sort of AU code this is. There's a lot of different archetypes. There's fast events archetypes, there's the sort of efficiency archetypes with HP cards like Manic Arm Skunkworks, and then of course tags and to kill can be alive and well. Now, cohort is just firing off here. You're only getting 1 AU co-counter. We're very healthy into the credits, so you're not worried about bladderworts if those are in the list. But we do know there's a moon pool on the table, so you have to worry about a Regenesis setup. If you don't charge archives this turn or last turn, you actually can fast advance out and get some big points.
I'm very interested that against a criminal that Alco has left HQ uniced for several turns here.
You can get transferred. I don't think it's going to be super impactful. I think we know that Davs actually has a couple bites in hand, so even that access, you'll end up with 2 tags and 3 net damage, give you that AU co-counter.
Transfer here, we're talking about Transfer of Wealth is a new criminal event out of Elevation that steals credits from the corporation if you successfully run HQ.
It's a big swing, and that tag could just matter. Now, install advance, we're checking. We do have a remote boomerang to charge the remote server.
That is an enemy.
So this actually, the priority is really interesting because Alpi has the priority. So if Alpi wants to play the boomerang using the ability on Baz, that boomerang will be there. But otherwise, because you're the priority on the res, your trigger happens first. Otherwise, an enemy, you can discard a card to do 2 net damage, which is 2 different AU co-counters.
Right.
But this advanced card here, Alpi has full information whether this has to be an agenda or not. If it's a Fuji, again, we're looking at upwards of maybe 5 damage this turn.
So what do we see? A window of opportunity. We are installing a no free lunch on
We're just tanking this. Don't want to boomerang it, don't want to pay 2. We're just going to take the damage. So there's going to be 3 different AU co-counters. 1 for the discard, 2 for the damage, and then 1 for the 1 more damage. So we only have 1 card in hand. Luckily, we have a Stone Ship on the table, losing Unity. We'll see if those breakers come back here, and there's the transfer. So 1 card left in hand.
And is the boomerang.
It's a boomerang, yeah. Yeah.
It survived, but you losing the unity is kind of big. I don't know how many copies of each breaker.
Might just be 1, might be 2. With boomerangs, you can go pretty far. The code gates you're expecting this list, sometimes it's just like the face check on the white space is annoying, but Diviner doesn't see consistent play. So you might be okay on that front. I'm assuming this deck has 3 boomerangs. Baz does throw them. They do usually come back.
Normally, during Top Cut, we'll have access to the deck lists.
Yeah,
we don't at the moment, but I think in future rounds we'll have them. We'll be able to give you much more intelligent commentary. I mean, this is sort of playing, at least from our side, the
So we might be in the middle of the run.
accessing.
Before accessing at a minimal, we'll pop the stone ship. So now we can touch. If it is, yeah, there you go. That's a kill piece. See how they run, a 4-2. Now on steel, this is not going to have any active text, but if that was gone through, that's going to be either a net damage or a core damage and a tag. So this is pushing us, the Dav is on the tag, the kill option lines. So those bites actually really matter. The transfer wealth tag, you can't really float it. Because with cards like Mindscaping and the line, this is the combo that you set up.
What do you think about pushing behind an anemone so early on to see how they run?
I think you're just hoping for it, trying to get cards out of hand,
Yep.
saying no matter what, you're going to be taking damage. We're going to get the AUCO counters. With the Moonpool, that could be lethal if you don't touch it. That's the issue. Moonpool gives you some advancements for no speed.
Yep.
Well, now we're going to start with AUCO here.
That card that just came down with 2 on Alpi's side in the middle is Dr. Nuka, which is a card draw piece.
Huge card drop piece here. Now we're still looking for a class act. You see the hand. We have a Kurapura. We have a Pinhole Threading. But currently, Davs is getting those AUCO counters. Now, AUCO can snowball, right? It's very easy to get 1 counter, and then you get more counters from that. Like your 2 counters, now you draw 4 cards functionally.
We were at 5, now down to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So this is flowing. The games where it doesn't get started up are very different than these games. So Alpi definitely has to play catch up here.
Again, mostly thanks to this cohort.
Yeah. Cohort.
And now the anemone, generally speaking, anemone is such a good card in this ID.
Yeah. Now, the cohort for the counters is definitely one thing, but you also have to worry about the cohort for flipping a card up. That will give you a free advancement, and then you can get more advancements. We're going to be resing a Fut there behind the enemy. So this will have its 1 counter on it, which now means the first agenda you touch next turn is going to do 2 additional net damage, which means Fuji is 4 damage knocked out of your hand. And of course, the setup now with another card on the table with some fast advance with the Fut that stays there. We'll see if this gets pinholed.
Or boomeranged.
Could be boomerang. You also could just take the damage. It's only 1 damage, and the AUCO counters are just kind of gone.
What if it hits the boomerang?
If it hits the boomerang, we got more of those, right? We packed a whole lunchbox.
You expect there are 2 or 3 boomerangs. This
Yeah.
is probably out of Baz, right?
Baz's 3 is super common because you can install them on res, you can get that transfer wealth out. You also see, I think there's I want to say a simul chip in hand too. So losing some programs actually might not be out of the question for
That is
Alpi.
a simul chip, yeah.
Transfer. You have the ice there on
We
HQ.
do see pinhole as well.
Yeah, pinhole's there if you want to kind of rush down the FUT. But this board state is getting more complicated. Again, there are just cards in new remote servers, but playmats are only so big, so they're just kind of ending up in front of some ice, but they are not iced.
If you're watching in chat and you're doing this too, we're here with you. Sometimes I lean my head to the side to get a better peek of the cards, which I can't do. So we are pinholing to get the FUT trashed.
FUT is down, checking the other card on the table. That's a Spin Doctor, going to be res to draw 2.
As a Brindle Mold Altar.
So we're going to shuffle it back here again. It's not unlikely that you end up with an AUCO that has agendas and archives, just because powerful cards like Regenesis really care about that. Cohort, you need face-down cards in general.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that we're not going to get the Penny Shaver credit here, that this might just be removed from the game to get some recursion going. But Alpi did defuse the 1 big threat here. The other big threat is fast advance plan on top of the Moonpool. However, I don't think we're super worried about Regenesis here.
Yeah, there's 1 face down in archives, or is that?
It might be a pile.
Yeah, it looks like a little pile.
I think we're deciding here what to shuffle back.
Oh, yeah, it is a pile. We can see.
And I think
In
we
hand
saw
right now.
the hand is all sorts of bited up.
Yeah, 2 bites, huh?
Yeah. That damage is good. That tag matters, right? Like, people are trying to access them. They think they'll be safe. They're playing around Fuji, right?
This is top 16, so yeah, it seems good.
Yeah, it'll work. I'll be thinking again, Spin Doctor did disappear. Credits only on 5, but if you want to spend a click on the Penny Shaper, you'll take 4 credits off of it, build your own sure gamble. But this does help for checking the table. I think there's 1 unknown card in a remote server closest to the bottom of the screen.
So, Davs is shuffling. Did we see what? I mean, just 2 face downs?
I think it was 2 face downs. I might have missed it. I'll be thinking through. Again, we have Clean Getaway. We'll see if the Simul Chip is priority. Again, the unfortunate thing about Simul Chip is you have to trash a program to fire it. And if you don't have programs, right, like,
And we have none on the table right now. But I think getting it down would ensure if you only have 1 of each breaker, you get that unity back at some point.
Yeah, you might be on more than 1.
Yep.
Just taking a credit, not taking the Penny Shaver, saying, hey, I'm going to use those credits later. It's always an interesting conversation. Oh, I think he's realizing, yeah, could I just take my Penny Shaver instead?
Right.
Sometimes you want to like greed max it, but yeah.
In this case, you getting to 8 is a very important threshold. Is this 5, 9?
Click for 9, yeah. Up to 9, excuse me. Ayuko firing. It's interesting whether you do the cohort sooner or later. It looks like we're going to go cohort after. Get another AU counter. We're ready for next turn.
It tells you a little bit about what's in the hand. Right?
Yeah.
If you Alco first, you probably have a decent hand. You don't want to get rid of stuff.
You usually should AUCO first because you get more information.
Right.
Sometimes also like you're hunting for throwing out petty caches, stuff like that. So you're kind of incentivized to see more cards faster.
Right.
But you're right. Sometimes it can give you a bit of a read. On this board, say though, Davs has had full access to card draw. So I think it must be a good hand.
Fut's coming back. We have many clones. We can put Fut back in that server all day.
Moonpool, we're going for some damage here. Just 0 damage off the FUT or 1 damage off 0 counters. So we're going to install. We'll see if this is just a longevity.
It can't be. Well, Moonpool for 2. If it was on the table, you could score out of 40. You could do see how they run here. Right?
Yeah. Oh, longevity going back. See how they run going back. Again, you don't want to always tempo see how they run. It's going to be a false lead.
Interesting.
So again, this deck got targeted by the last ban list. We lost Sting, but False Lead is still a legal card in the standard format. This card can be forfeited at any paid ability window. If the runner has at least 2 clicks to lose, they will lose them immediately. This makes it so much harder when you hit a bite, go to low hand size. Not only do you have a tag, you could just die to an operation, but once that second one goes through, let alone you hit threat 3, where Oppa Research gives you 4 tags in this list, Alpi is going to need a fair bit of tech to duck that. Whether it's things like Hannah, which could make sense with Baz, whether it's things like No Free Lunch, which makes a lot of sense with Baz. We'll see how Alpi wants to tackle this, because now we have to be very careful we're not running on click 2 and ending up with a tag somehow.
False leads only cause pain. It's a medieval torture device.
There we get the No Free Lunch.
No Free Lunch is big.
Yeah.
And we have one on the table, I think, we're in the glare there that we can't see.
Yeah, I think you're right. That shiny card should be a No Free Lunch. So Pinhole for FUT is definitely an option here. The Moonpools are removed from game, so the fast advance options do get lower and lower, and the card in the furthest remote server hasn't been cracked or used all game, so you know it's not a powers. If it's a Bladder Ward, maybe you'd res it just to get that sort of pad campaign-like action.
This doesn't seem like a Bladder Ward list to me.
Sometimes they are. The Oppo lists sometimes go up in money and then down in money after you like sink 7 into an Oppo, and then that opens up the kill line.
It could be a Regolith if you are on Oppo, just to leave it out there, say you can trash it if you want.
Yeah, that's
and
tricky.
I'll take the money when I need it.
Yeah. I'm not sure what else it could be. Could be another Moonpool.
Yep.
Sometimes you keep a Reaper function on the table until you have a combo line that does end the game.
Could be a table bite.
Could be a table bite, yeah. Table bites are kind of cool, especially when the Penny Shaper comes down. All right, we're passing over. Alpi, some draw, some setup here. Going to do the AUCO thing again. Again, we're looking through about 4 cards every turn. And while that is a lot of cards and you can build an impressive board state, it does put, the corporation on a clock. R&D can get a bit dense when you keep shuffling agendas back in, and R&D is open here as much as we haven't seen any multi-axis from Alpi's side.
Hedge fund.
Money's good. False lead is good. I think Davs wants to push an agenda on the table and force an issue, especially when the FUT is going to become quite dangerous here. As much as I do think Alpi is sitting on another pinhole if he wants to diffuse the executive clone situation.
So this deck is almost completely confirmed to be on end of the line.
Oh yeah.
Right. Davs' game plan with false lead and the bites and things like that. It does really seem like a end of the line.
You got Mindscapings too.
Kill deck. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now the thing is, those decks only run usually one end of the line, so there is a bit of variance whether you find it, whether Gaslight shows up, or hey, we're going to be checking archives here, make sure Regenesis is not a big threat. Going to get some money on the way, 3 from Clean Getaway, 1 stowed away on the Penny Shaver.
I wonder if there's any particular value that Baz has up his mechanical sleeve that we're hoping to capitalize on here. I mean, we saw a window of opportunity get removed, get trashed out of the hand. I'm curious about any particular Baz tricks that might happen versus just like the Sable value that you might get.
So far, this hasn't looked super compelling compared to Sable or Moosely Hot. You really like the card draw here. We've only had 1 trigger, as much as like running is quite difficult into some of these face checks. But checking archives, so we saw 2 Bladder Words in there. We saw a Petty Cash, that's what's on top. So that's going to be even more money if Davs wants it. But that card in the remote server, it looks like it's not Regenesis, looks like it's not a Spin Doctor rescuing anything. So we'll see if Albi wants a face check here. We do have access to Boomerang as much as only we're going to be left with 2 cards in hand after that run.
Right, Kurapira, Simmel Chip, Boomerang, and there's a 4th card in hand as well.
Oh yeah, that would be helpful. Nuka for 3 is also a thing. You need to ask your, hey, do you want to false lead? I don't think Davs has any interest in false leading, unless there's like a see how they run setup.
There's no world in where, at this level of play where you pop it.
Sometimes you could. Like, if you have a moon pull into a see how they run, and you can fast advance it, or get 2 advancements, advance, end the line, you win the game. Oh, no, sorry. There's those glared cards are actually very important.
Yes.
The 2 no free lunches.
Yeah.
Yeah, the single tag is not going to connect. So see how they run. Maybe core damage matters, but the tag part is going to be less relevant.
And that kind of pushing for 1 core damage. Ooh, yeah.
Longevity. Blank 3-2 here. We'll take it. No Hermes, no other value. I think we might have missed a penny shaver credit on that run.
Yep.
But we're up some 2 points. Again, once you hit threat 3, that's where things get really scary because Opera Research will now deliver 4 tags.
Nope, we got it.
Nice. Yeah, touching cards while the FUT's on the table, pretty dangerous. It's nice to know where 2 of them are. Again, if you go for a Fuji, huge loss of cards in hand.
So we know
are on game point.
We're pretty sure there's no more FUTs on the table because it probably would have been res before the access there.
Sometimes you don't. I don't think you develop a FUT on this table where you already have a FUT cooking that hard. Like, generally, there should be something better.
There's no FUT cooking.
Ooh, that's more points. Davs, a bit of the head nod there. We're up
6.
4 points. Oh, no, that's 6 points.
Yeah. No, it was, See how they run. Longevity. I think that's the second
here.
See how they run.
So if things go really poorly and you end up on the wrong side of an Oppo Research, you can just send it centrals.
Yep.
Hope for the best. Say, I have 2 clicks before false lead ends the game. But cannot access better cards there as much as Oppo could come across his turn. Alpi might only have 2 clicks left this game.
Those are some rough R&D access.
Oh, yeah.
Good
but
rips for
again,
Alpi.
this happens. The deck thins out. You shuffle things back.
And dodging the bites in HQ, I have to be careful not to say that too loudly because it is quieting down in that room.
Yeah,
and we
it's
are
going to get quieter.
a mere 16 feet away from the table.
1 panel of glass. Davs thinking it through. Again, the margins got a lot more narrow. So you're okay leaving R&D open, but at this point, you know that Alpi always has that sort of haymaker swing to centrals to try and get out of a tough spot.
This is always an interesting
Petty cash
thing for the mental state where you're like, okay, well, if they see 1 more card off of R&D, then they could lose. So now do you pivot to ice R&D, or do you just say the bad luck has ended and I'm going to push forward and that's my way out?
Ice
in
R&D
this case,
we do,
we double ice R&D.
2 on top. There's the 3rd FUT.
And plenty of money to support this too.
Yes.
I think this is a good play.
No Oppo. Really important. While we haven't seen one so far.
Yeah.
Alpi's laughing. I didn't actually catch it why. But yeah, things are changed. Davs' board state did not change too much. We were 2 pinholes in. So the FUD, you can always take damage.
Poison Vial.
Yeah.
And Nuka, and I think it was a Stone Ship. Yep, Stone Ship.
What's really interesting is Alpi is not hitting the Nuka. Alpi is just manually drawing.
That's for when you need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You need that burst sometimes where you make a play, you end up taking a bite, you have 1 click left to draw 3. Ayuko, Cohort had to happen first there, I believe, to get the second counter. And that deck can't be more than, I would say, 15 cards left. It's hard to tell from this angle, but
it's really, really thin.
We've been grinding, so there's has to be points in HQ, has to be, there's points in the game right now.
We're like roughly 20 minutes into this game.
Oh, we can see them in hand. At least 2 agendas on the far left
there
and
are
somewhere
2.
in the middle.
Yeah, Fuji and see how they run.
Spin Doctor hitting the table. I think we saw an enemy as some ice as well, but that Spin Doctor, again, that's a new server. It's just behind some other stuff.
Yeah, if there's a vertical card with no horizontal card in front of it.
Second ice on HQ. Again, what the ice is actually going to be quite important. Alpi doesn't have access to any breakers. I think there might still be a Boomerang in hand. But if you're having to deal with, again, like Boomerang into Samasamun is not an easy thing to do. That's going to be 3 damage no matter how you slice it. So as long as you don't have to, at least you don't have to cast the Boomerang.
That rearranging there is just to make the board state a little more clear. The FUT is behind the Anemone, and then there's 1 new remote up front.
It's go turn. We got a pot of coffee. We got a sure gamble. We need some more money, and I think the 3rd card, couldn't tell what it was.
Pot of coffee's Chesva.
I think it's a Carmen. We have a killer as much as it costs 5 if you don't make a successful run. Like 2, Penny Shaver.
On the one of these uniced remotes.
Yeah, we'll find out which one very soon. Looks like it's a Spin Doctor, draw 2. Again, that deck has to be relatively thin here. Now shuffle 2 back. We'll see if they're face downs. Again, you want to make sure that the agendas are in the game. Gets a bit more awkward with the AUCO when you're drawing or looking at 3 agendas off the top. Oh, it was an archives run to flush out.
Cohort, Internet, Altar, I'm not sure what it is.
Petty cash?
Okay, yep.
So this means Alpi can drop the Carmen, if that's what he wants, for 3 credits.
There's the Carmen.
Now this means the enemy is only $1. So if you want to run down here the FUD, you might be on the wrong side again of an Oppo Research in just a moment, but that's a 4 credit trash. And then you have all this money waiting for you on your Penny Shaver.
I was going to say, the money looks tight, and then you look at Penny Shaver. It's buried in money.
This is definitely doing something in this game. I think it's pretty, it's much more impactful than I imagine Hermes would have been.
Yep, and that was click to install a Nuka there.
Ditching the poison, passing the turnover. Davs has the ability to do up to 5 damage, but with 1 Stone Ship and 2 NFLs, I think you're relatively safe into any sort of combo line. If Davs' threat is only getting to 7, Maybe here there's some sort of regenesis into, I don't know exactly what the line is. I think you need to pop a moonpool right here on Alpi's turn. But if it's regenesis into Fuji, it goes up to 5, and still it's a bit tricky to close the game out here. Petty Cash. Clicklessly gain 2 from Archives. Again, you do discard them. You try not to play them if you can.
Oh, wait, yeah, sorry, I'm in the Kobo.
Halfway
it's been
through the
my
round.
experience in Alco that generally if they're there and they're not face down, that you just play it.
So yeah, sometimes you want to duck Bladderwort, but most of the time you're
Right,
totally
Bladderwort
right.
is a
Yeah.
consideration
Yeah, yeah.
when you're not playing Bladderwort.
Yeah, sometimes you want to have obfuscate information. We'll keep it face down, so they have to like, oh, now I have to consider running Archives to turn off Fuji or
Right,
Cohort advancement.
Cohort specifically,
Yeah,
too,
it's cool. It's a very, very powerful card. Dav's thinking about it. There's a
There's a
moon pool. We're going to be pushing for points here. Again, we have dealt with 2 of the see how they runs.
Got a judge call, it looks like?
Maybe checking time. We'll see if it's a judge call there. There should be a judge sitting at the end of the table just off camera.
Minutes, 15 left on the round. 20.
Looks like we're going to go for 2 cards, not discarding anything, so not getting the Ayuko counter, revealing 5 points back in the deck. So the last see how they run and 1 of the Fujis. It's going to put 2 counters on a card that was just sitting on the table there.
Whoa.
Second false lead.
Which was the game.
Sorry?
That was the game if Alpi touched that. It's a 1-pointer.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if it was installed this turn or whether it was just put on the table.
Oh, I
think it was just installed this turn because there was a spin. Yeah,
Oh,
the
I'm
spin
sorry.
doctor was
I thought
there.
that was
Yeah.
in the same spot of the card that just
Exactly.
got checked. I was like, wow, how brazen.
Taking 3 damage there. Simul chip is the top. Criminal card. Maybe the sure gamble as well. But that's going to do some damage there with the foot. Jaun Batusita.
Futswan Bautisita.
Yeah, you're good at that one.
Thank you. Do we have 2 false leads sitting?
Yeah.
We haven't popped one, right?
No.
Okay.
2 false leads are sitting there. The Avs can trade a whole turn if necessary, which now means Alpi has 1 turn to win. As soon as Alpi trashes something or steals something, you know, that's going to be a different game end. But trashes something, you can end up with an Oppa research, then Alpi can have no turn, and while Alpi can clear 2 tags, that won't be enough. In theory, actually, you can do enough, because if it's just end-of-line Mindscaping, that's only 6 damage, and then you survive with the Stone Ship.
You have Stone Ship and 2 no free lunches. So
Yeah, you actually might be okay here.
Clearing all the money off of Penny Shaver here.
We'll see if we make the play now or say, hey, you're only on 2 points. You have a lot more work to do. I can continue to tech up, but we're going to be checking this card. It's been on the table for a while now. Samasamun, if you want to boomerang that, there's no point, unfortunately, because it's 3 damage. So we're just dropping a class act on tempo.
That's
this
good.
This is why you play Bats,
That's
right?
good.
So now we can take the damage and draw up if necessary. Dav says sick.
At the end of the turn, right? So yeah, we're going down, losing 3 cards. We lost Chesva. Not
It's a
sure what else.
Bladderwort.
It is a Bladderwort.
Just chilling.
No trash.
We're gonna get the card draw coming in. Yeah, you have to play around Oppo. Don't
Yeah,
trash anything you don't need
absolutely.
to trash out.
And
It's
in
also
this
very
case,
important.
It's not online either. The damage isn't online for the Bladderwort.
It's very important too to remember that Fuji's text of doing 2 net damage. If you win the game when you steal the Fuji, it's not relevant text. So axing there on 1 card, if that was a bite, that was actually game. Could have been a bite.
Oh yes, we would thought maybe it
Yep.
was a table bite for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom card still might be a table bite. Could be.
Oh, that's the one we were
That's
wondering
the one.
about.
Yeah.
The most likely candidate for a table bite, although since there are 2 in hand, or like have been,
They have been.
then
They have to go
then
somewhere.
That's a lot of bites to see all at once. And are we on 3 bites? I don't know.
I don't know.
That seems like a lot.
Could be. Drawing up there. Now we get the class act, so you skip your discard phase. So we're going to end up, I think, still in a healthy 5 cards. Maybe 6.
Yeah, because we were on 1, we draw 5 and bottom 1.
Yeah, I think last click was draw. So I think we're
Oh,
up to
okay.
2 to 6.
Okay.
So
Wanna keep
unfortunately, a
no
bunch of
free
the the
lunch.
hottest Baz cards here, like, do you want a window of opportunity? An anemone. Like, that sounds super cursed.
Transfer is questionable.
Yeah.
Maybe we pitch a transfer.
I don't think you want to play with tags at this point.
No, and the money's not there. You can't transfer into
Yeah.
to the point where you're safe from
Yeah.
the end lines and everything.
And 2 moon pools are out here, so Davs only has 1 more card in the deck that can possibly fast advance.
You also don't want to turn on the Bladderwort, so transferring is a little
Yeah,
scary that
you're
way too.
still pretty far away from it.
We're never gonna have
Yeah.
it. Right? Yeah, but
The transfer is just like a hotter axis, but in this world where tags are really mad at this matchup and you might just lose half your turn, like, I'm not sure if it's worth it.
and 2 ice in front of HQ anyway. It's kind of a blank card.
Pushing it again. We did lose at least 1 Kurapira to damage. It might be a second. So while the simul chip in, no, we don't have
We've
one.
double iced the Bladderwort. Unless we pitched it and I missed that.
I think that's a new card.
Okay.
It must be a new card. Back to Alpi here. Fut. Up on 2 counters. Might need to be 3 counters. Just checking the cards that are in archives. Again, this is important, of course. This lowers your options of what can be their remote server. I think every FUD is accounted for. Every bladder ward has been seen.
Did you run
1 moon
archives
pool's
here
left.
to shut off cohort.
You could consider it. Again, they can't give you an agenda, so you're not worried about damage. I think it can make some sense. Now, we do have a Bravado, which incentivizes you to run into ice, but with only Carmen, I guess it's maybe not that bad. A white space takes away your money, ends the run, unless you want to like pop all your no free lunches, which seems kind of, those are sacred.
You need those.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I look at your eyes?
Alpi's asking is okay. Again, these players have the opponent's deck sheets in front of them.
Yeah,
So
just
they
check the
can
deck
just
list.
lean over. Again, we will have the deck list on stream, so we'll be able to tell you in the future rounds what we're working with here, but these players have full information.
How polite of Alpi. Do you mind if I check the deck list?
I mean, that's nice.
This
You
is
gotta
your
ask.
right.
Yeah.
You do not have to ask.
Oh, yeah, it's cool. It's cool to ask.
It's nice and polite to ask. And it's nice to be nice. Remember, folks.
So,
Third, no free lunch.
Yeah.
All the tech tags. We're going to slough those off, no problem. Let's see if we start touching a card. I think we're considering.
Clean getaway archive?
Yeah. Clean getaway somewhere. I do think you really need to find the last moon pool. Once you are in control of that moon pool, the line to do Regenesis, all you have to do is check archives every turn.
Do you need to get Breaker down at some point here?
I don't know.
get away archives?
Getaways
Yeah,
on archives.
Getaway archives.
We're going to zip line in for 3 credits,
Damn.
plus the penny shaver.
Sorry.
Got a petty cash. Going to be flipped over. So there's more money coming. We've been throwing away Hanse's. Again, not a big read there. I don't think you really need 5 more credits and another AUCO counter. I don't know what the third card was. I think it was an econ card.
It's a nice peace of mind not knowing that the cohort can't enable
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
4-2.
If I have 4 cards, do I get the tag?
So yeah, just 2 points, just the 2 false leads currently on Dav's side, and really, really leaning into I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Although that line has narrowed significantly with all this tech. That's a Bravado
This
on
is
R&D.
exactly, it is Bravado there. We did get over the false lead.
Phonotria.
This is sick. This is why he checked what the ice is. He's like, hey, if I have 4 cards, do I take the tag? If the Phonotria fires, well, you can just break it for 2. It lines up poorly against Carmen, but you do have exactly 3 cards. So you're in a good spot. We're going to pay 2. Otherwise, you end up with a tag, and this card is really, really cool if you don't see it coming. It's a Sama. So your risk here is you can lose your entire hand. Again, we're not using Baz here.
And then see that third bite.
And see the third bite, yeah. Anything else, you win the game, largely. So we're going to drop the Class Act.
Oh my God, Baz.
Yeah, but
these
you're
are
going to walk away. Unless we pop the Stone Ship here, which would be kind of cool. I think Alpi's considering
Popping the
it.
Stone Ship would be pretty sick.
It would be so cool. You pop the Stone Ship here, you drop the 4, you go through, you see, he's asking how many cards in the deck. Unfortunately, Davs drop it below the table, but that can't be more than like
Smile.
6
it's a
cards.
Low, it's a low number.
Yeah. Deciding whether he wants to go for it. Trade 3 cards. Now the Class Act hit the table, so at the end of this turn, Alpi will be drawing 4 cards regardless. And as much as we have 1 more click to hit the nuke if we really need to, but deciding the Stone Chip here is so cool.
Do I don't?
What a great line to find 1 more agenda
Yeah,
point. We're
popping
doing
the
it.
Stone Ship. We're drawing 2 off the Stone Ship. We
Yeah.
have enough. We can just take the damage from the Samax Moon.
We don't need breakers. We broke 1 piece ice this game.
Which card do we get to keep?
Yeah, one of these will be kept. I don't think we're
Trashing
playing
those
Steel
3.
Skin or any stack tech. Okay,
Uh,
boomerangs, another
window.
window,
And a question mark.
yeah.
1 card in hand. We are going to continue in access. And
Daz
Daz
is
is just
smiling.
smirking.
Maybe there's a spin doctor on the table, and if you have access to a bite in the bin, single access here. Stays.
Don't know what that is. It was just a
Kind of
single
look like
access.
end of line.
God, if it's. But that is only online if, if you have text, right?
Yeah, but there's no oppo this turn.
Yeah,
Draw 3,
yeah.
Class Act, draw 4. Both players are running out of cards here. Can't have more than 5 cards in either stack or R&D here.
It's actually kind of really good to have used the Stone Ship now.
Oh, there's Eero in hand. That's good tech.
Nice.
I've been
Eero-
seeing that in criminal decks today,
So-
and it's really cool.
Can you explain what Eero does? There you
Yeah,
go.
so you on threat 3, spend a click, take a tag, run archives. It's successful. You get to see 2 cards.
That's sick. We just see.
You get to see the whole deck.
The whole hand is out on the table there.
Yeah, just saying, hey, these are my hit points. What are you gonna do? Hey, you go down to 1 card. Davs
Oh.
might get close to the mill out here, but is looking for some sort of combo. But I don't understand what you can do here with 3 no free lunch on the table. The tech is there.
You can't win at this point, don't you? 1 card
He's
is down.
smiling.
This
Oppo is
looking-
not online.
This is looking pretty rough.
The thing that he can do is enough damage that like maybe the Samaks lock the game out. Like that's an angle.
No, that's bullshit.
Both players are smiling here. I don't know. Oh, we didn't take the Bravado credits. That's huge. It's actually really important. We missed
Yes.
8 credits off the
Yeah.
Bravado. Okay,
Yeah.
good that we found that out.
Also, not an optional trigger.
No, that money. Yeah, that's your money. Well, petty cash here, I think, at the start. Gain 2 credits.
Yeah, that's good.
Again, if you do want to oppo, it is pretty expensive. But as much as like getting low to Bladder Ward credits could matter.
So Oppo's just on trash or steal.
Steal or trash? Yeah.
That didn't happen, so
No,
we can't
we're
Oppo.
clean. Yeah.
So what's the line? Is there any line for Davs to win the game?
I have no idea. There's one card in
So
RD.
teared
up
single
face.
teardrop.
The
And
egg.
honestly, and like Davs in this position is very like should probably be like upset.
No?
Like
Well-
right now, not, has every right to be upset.
I wouldn't
is
say
my
upset.
point. He has every right to be upset here because
We're doing a thing.
Pretty rough. And
Moonpool.
just being very well composed.
So install over the card. So something got added to archives there. Whether there's a table bite that we want back in the deck, because that's another way they can attack Alpi is table bite into Samath. Like you can do some extra damage. But this will get cards in archives. We can't do Regenesis play because cards have entered archives multiple times this turn.
But if LP can just
Moonpool shuffle
Okay,
two
we have
agendas
three.
into a
Okay.
3-card R&D here.
yeah.
You want to score a third false
lead.
lead. That's going to do some damage there. 3 with Fut, leaving out a healthy 5 cards. Bravado, Chesva, and a Cupulation, which probably wins the game if that Cupulation goes across.
On the round.
Movie Moonpool. So
Okay, wait. Can Davs? No. Can Davs set up a Regenesis and then just take away a whole turn from Alpi and win? I don't think so, because
Are
you'll
there
end up
clicks
on
left?
5.
are there clicks left?
There might be one left. It was an install, advance. I think there's one left,
One left. So if we have the Regenesis in hand and a Fuji's, oh my gosh,
but it doesn't do enough points.
it's 4. He's on 3. Yes, it does.
But he has to get rid of the false lead, so he goes down 2 points.
3 cards left.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 2.
That's the
false
trick,
leads.
yeah. So it looks like we're going for it. Double false lead here. So
Yep.
the thing is, can you do enough damage with Fut? Like, maybe you just table Fuji for like 5 damage, but Alpi has 5 cards.
It's not enough.
No actions.
No, we're not popping them yet.
Yeah, asking for no actions. Dev says no actions again. 3 cards in R&D. I think that R&D needs to be shuffled, but it is, majority agendas at this point in the game.
Longevity's out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's we're not doing Yagi Udas or anything.
Well, all of those cards were shown. We didn't see them on camera, but with the Moonpool, you have to reveal the cards shown back. So,
Yeah.
like, Alpi knows what's in the deck. Seems like a Fuji and see how they run came back. I think that's the second time those have been shown on a Moonpool. Alpi just sitting here. Again, the deck out, you can't fire Ayuko any more times. If you fire Ayuko, you lose the game.
We are now in puzzle netrunner
Yeah,
territory.
this is a chess puzzle.
How do you solve this puzzle?
Checkmate in 2. For what it's worth, I think if Alpi does nothing, you get checkmate in 2.
Right. Exactly. Click for credits.
Yeah, might be right.
Like I don't know how are you incentivized?
Well, you have to
run
just make
besides-
sure you don't get Regenesis. This turn, if you get Regenesis, you lose the game. Eru, we're seeing the whole deck. We're
Yeah,
seeing most of the deck.
That's it. That's gonna be king.
If you see 2 cards, it has to be an agenda. Fire the Eru button. No false lead. Now we have to like Moonpool or do something. So Spin Doctor can draw the agendas.
Spin
I think that deck has to be
draw
shuffled
2
though.
and then shuffle 2 non-agendas back in.
Yeah. And so if there's a third Moonpool on the table, Dabs can set up a Regenesis into
Smiling.
a Fuji.
Just smiling.
If a bite goes back in, wait, does Dabs take this game if a bite goes back in? Because we're gonna end up on 2 tags. We have no free lunches, but we're gonna have limited cards in hand. The Fut has counters, which will matter back to Dabs' turn, but Dabs from 3 to 4 is possible in this deck. It needs to be Regenesis into a Fuji. You have to score it on a turn where you haven't put a card in archives. And if there's a Regenesis on the table behind the Samat,
Did we
It's
at some point have a
possible.
chance to trash a bite from hand?
no.
I didn't see it happen.
There might have been one on the table that was over-installed, put into archives.
Very
you can spin
good.
that back
That's a
in.
way out, and it's such a cool card.
So it's Cohort?
We just
I
saw
think I saw?
Cohort. Yeah, we just saw Cohort. That's a don't care.
Dabs is giving
for
us a
now.
shuffle.
Okay.
2 cards. Easily could be the
Access.
game.
I lost count, but go ahead.
Dab says, I've lost count. Give your opponent a cut or a shuffle. Alpi's happy with the hand here.
That's the game.
That's game. Fuji.
And
It was the
it was
bite.
a
The
bite.
one down.
It was a bite.
Well played.
Very good.
Both players.
Man, that was scrappy.
Yeah, wild game there. Alpi taking it. I think we fired Baz 3 times, maybe 4 times. It was impactful.
Mostly for TCAs, and it's such a cool.
Yeah, it's
such
a cool
line.
interaction, yeah. I've heard a really good story today where Alpi was like running a remote server. Somebody res a tattoo bullet, they're out of money. Alpi drops the no free lunch, gains 3 credits, goes
That
through.
happened on
like,
stream.
Yeah,
That was so
sick. Oh, that was on stream. Fantastic.
Yeah, that was a really good line.
Shout out to Davs too.
Wow.
Phenomenal player. Again, this is just round 1 of our double elimination. So both players are still in contention. While Davs will be going down to the chase bracket, it has to play the rest of the day without losing a game, which we've seen that. That's possible. And Davs is a great player to be put in that position
Yeah,
for
and that's
sure.
where it's easier to win a game, you know? So
I don't think there's any table here
it's
that's
not.
easier to win a game.
Absolutely not. I'm kidding.
This is just round 1. If you're tuning in, welcome. This is the Edinburgh World Championship 2025. 360 players. We're down to still 16. Double elimination cut to figure out who is the world champion.
That was a cool game.
That was a great game. Really good game
I'm
to
loving
start the
this.
top cut.
I have seen no bad games.
No bad games?
Especially on stream, but like walking around every game, I check on a friend, see how they're going, and I just kind of get glued in. And
Yep.
everybody here, not everybody here knows what they're doing, like as far as being like a really really good player, but for some reason, this room is producing just fantastic games. You know?
Vibes have been great. And don't go anywhere, because talking about good games, we're going to have more great games coming. We'll be back in just about 5 minutes with round 2 of the double elimination top cut at the Worlds Edinburgh 2025 Championship. Thanks for watching.